Your life expectancy is a key component as you're planning for retirement. What if there's a new tool that helps you estimate your life expectancy? I've got that and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. Just recently on a Sunday, I was going grocery shopping with my wife, which never happens, by the way. We both really dislike doing that. And yet we were on our way back from something and she said, hey, let's go to the grocery store together. Happened to run into our neighbors there in the cereal aisle and got to talking with them. Hadn't seen them in a while. We live in the Midwest, so you don't see your neighbors for like 6 months out of the year. And it's now spring, so we'll start seeing them again. But ran into them at the grocery store. He just retired last year, and we got to talking about retirement. We got to talking about things, and we got to talk about them potentially getting out of the cold weather for the winter and buying a house down in Florida. And he made a comment that is often a joke, semi sort of joking comment that we say a lot here with our financial planners here at the KFG office. And that is, he said, if I knew exactly when I was going to die, I'd build out the perfect plan. And he was saying that such that, well, if I knew, what the future was going to look like, then I'd know whether we should, just rent down in Florida or whether we should buy a place down in Florida or whether we should actually move down there as opposed to snowbird. It was just like, hey, if I could project out the next couple of decades, I'd know and could see accurately or clearly, I would know exactly what I should do. From a planning perspective, not just whether you should be a snowbird or not, but really just about anything with your financial plan. If you knew your exact life expectancy, you could really build the perfect plan. But we don't know. And I'm assuming that's for good reason. I don't know how I would be able to function each day if I knew what that ultimate day was. And so our life expectancy is a mystery. And yet, just 24 hours after that kind of coincidental run-in with this neighbor friend of mine, I got an email from an investment company, from a financial company, and they were sharing this link, a link that you can go through and take this quiz to estimate your potential, your life expectancy. Now, I'm going to include the link down below, and so what I'd ask is that you'd give this video a thumbs up, and then you'd go down and you'd take that quiz yourself and see what the results say about your life expectancy. And it's going to be helpful for two reasons. I did it for myself. I'll tell you that the number came in lower than what I expected. So two reasons why taking this quiz can help you with your planning. One, as I already mentioned, this is one of the key variables, or key factors as we call it, to your retirement plan. There's 5 factors to your retirement plan, your ability to retire with confidence. And whether you're still, you have a long career ahead of you before you plan to retire, or you're just about retired, or maybe you have been retired for a couple of years, you need to understand these 5 factors and how they're interrelated. The first one is age, and the part of age that we like to talk about is when are you going to be done working? But I'm also careful to always say that part of this age factor is when are you going to be done working and what's your life expectancy. It's basically a way of determining, well, how long do you expect retirement to last? Because that's going to influence the other factors. Well, how much do you think you'll spend in retirement? What are your income sources in retirement? How much do you need to have saved up in retirement? And how much risk are you comfortable taking with those investments that you have saved up? So those are the 5 factors that are all interrelated. And the one with age is critically important. The analogy I like to use is if you're going on vacation and you need to figure out, well, how much do we need to save up for vacation? Well, it's going to matter whether your vacation is going to be a long weekend or a couple of weeks stay. If it's going to be a couple of weeks, then you need to save up more. It's going to cost you more. And same with retirement. How long do you think it's going to last? Even though life expectancy is an unknown for all of us, what should you be planning on, as that influences how much you should save up and how much risk you should take and so on. So this quiz will help you there. But the second way that this quiz could help you is actually, it was interesting to me what the questions they asked and the immediate introspection that I had, and, well, wait a second, how could I change my answer or really change my behavior? And how would that influence my life expectancy? A couple of the questions I'll just share with you, and it's not a lengthy quiz. It probably took me 5 minutes, maybe a little bit less. But there was a question about my eating habits. Do you eat healthy? Do you eat, moderately healthy? Do you eat a lot of processed foods and sweets? And that's the one that I had to check. And that's the one that my doctor tries to keep me in check on because I don't have the best levels. That's been an issue for me. And so that one, I had to, answer in a way that I didn't want to. There was a question about how do you handle stress. I don't really love my answer there as well. And there were a few others that it just immediately, as soon as I saw the question pop up, but when it's connected to a quiz about my life expectancy, I immediately think of, well, do I need to change behaviors? So that's the second reason why I'd want you to, go down and take the quiz for yourself, is to see, well, are there any adjustments that you can make to your life that will have a positive impact on your life expectancy? And from there, once you take the quiz, then you got to work with your CFP and update your plan and see how this would influence your plan. Even if you took the quiz and similar to me, your longevity came back shorter than what you expected. Mine was early 80s. Be prepared for your CFP to still say, okay, let's see what that looks like in your plan, but I still want to plan on you living longer than what even this quiz says, because we don't know. And if we plan just based on your life expectancy, then there's a 50-50 chance of this working. And for me, and for most of our clients, they don't define a confident retirement as a 50-50 chance. I want to assume, and I want to plan, as we do for most of our clients, that you outlive 80% of your peers. So therefore, your life expectancy isn't 50-50, but it's more so 80-20, all right? And let's assume that there's more longevity than your life expectancy actually says that there could be, right? And that way you've got a little bit of margin built into your plan, and hopefully maybe you outlive that life expectancy and you're one of those that has an even longer, more enjoyable life, and financially you can afford that as well. So work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.